Earlier I said this thing on our left wrist is the infection watch. Its official name is Genome Codex. It has three main functions. First, it tracks your condition. In-game, you press a button and raise your wrist to check the line. That line comes in 4 colors. Green means healthy. Yellow means bruise. Orange means hurt. Red means critical. Besides the watch, you can also judge health in-game by the blood stains creeping in from the screen corners. Clean hands, longer light. Second use, calls. When Evelyn went wild on the tanker, parents Alan and Mia split up to search. They kept contact with this device. Even when Chris shows up later, he contacts Ethan through it. Third use, tracking bioweapons. 64/42. On the ship, Mia used it to measure distance and close in on Evelyn. But it doesn't point to the mold of those fungus mutants. So it likely reacts only to the main body bioweapon itself. Whether it works on earlier mothers like D or C series we can't tell. After the garage fight with the father-in-law, Ethan gets a call from Zoe. She says, "You only think you killed my daughter's not dead. So there are things you can't understand yet. Just hurry and find an exit." From this, we can tell the girl in the family photo is Zoe. That girl is Zoe. Full name, Zoe Baker, Lucas Baker's little sister. Lucas is a creep and spies on her, so she keeps her distance. In Reseven's Daughters DLC, there's a file called Lucas Death List. One entry is dated Oct 5. "I only watched Zoe do yoga, she called me a perv. Screw her." There's also a note called Sticky Note about the laptop. "Zoe, why are you touching my laptop again?" Lucas, "Humph. You're just jealous of my hacking skills. Besides, only idiots use the same password for phone and laptop." From that note, he checked both her laptop and her phone. Classic, nothing to see here while exposing even more. Zoe first noticed something was wrong right after Jack and Lucas brought Mia and Evelyn back from the river. That night, she helped Evelyn to bed, then a scream, and the power went out. In the dark, she searched the living room and found her parents off. Her once kind mom muttered to herself, her gentle dad got angry fast. He even dragged Evelyn to the table and called her his little sister. And Zoe's own mind grew foggier by the day. Deep down, she knew something was wrong, so she moved her bedding into a trailer out on the open farm. Around 20% progress, you slip out and reach that trailer. Inside are Zoe's things, an eye mask, notes, and more. One file, Zoe's investigation notes, says, 10/12. "My body is getting stranger. Soon it'll be like mom and dad. It's her fault. Should I run? No, if she finds me, I'm dead. And Mia, she has to know something. If I had a serum I could cure myself. I need to dig deeper." So from this document, we can tell, she'd already found MIA's letter to the Bakers. And she learned a serum exists. But if you look closely at that letter, the line about how to make the serum was smeared out. Someone found MIA's note first and covered it up. That's why Zoe later says on the phone, "If I knew how to make it, I'd be long gone." After moving out, the more clear-headed Zoe didn't join the kidnappings. She chose to sneak into the house, either find the serum, or help people escape. Ethan is the classic case. During the opening blackout, Zoe sneaks in and fixes his hand. Victims escaped one by one, but the farm is huge. They couldn't find a way out, then Jack caught up and dragged them back to die. From the victim list at the start, besides Mia, everyone else is dead. Which means, before Ethan arrived, Zoe's escape success rate was 0. Jack got tired of chasing people, so he wrote a memo called Relief about the Relief. Bar Relief Memo. He says, "I'm sick of chasing these idiots around the yard. Next time someone runs, hide the dog head relief. Then they can't leave this house." What's the dog head relief? It's basically the front door key 3 pieces. They used to be kept together, but later, one went into the grandfather closet, one into a book, and one into the basement dissection room. Now this answers a question some viewers had. From the documents, Jack's diary on Oct 9 mentions. On Oct 10, head checked the wrecked ship Lucas talked about. And Marguerite's diary on Oct 11 mentions, "Ever since that little girl appeared, my ears rang all day." So Oct 10, 2014 is the exact date Mia and Evelyn entered the Baker home. By Oct 15, Marguerite still looked normal and even went to the hospital. The doctor sent her a letter, "Your brain has dark shadows. Looks like a fungal infection, please come in for treatment ASAP." That seems normal early infection, that's all. Not yet fully controlled by Evelyn, just occasional episodes. She's lucid most of the time, headaches, sees a doctor. Fine. But hey, race the issue, the files never say if early infection is contagious. And the mold can be thick or thin, huge humanoids or invisible strands. 29/42. So, can you be sure the hospital and everyone she met didn't get infected? Wouldn't the whole world be chaos? But that worry is unnecessary. First, on Oct 10, 2014, Evelyn broke free. First, on Oct 10, 2014, Evelyn broke free. Ethan doesn't arrive until July 18, 2017. In nearly 3 years. There's no outside report of a massive outbreak in Louisiana. No weird patients smashing things or turning into chocolate noodle monsters. Second, the organization had contact with Evelyn long before. If anyone gets infected first, it's them. And this new bioweapon project was still in development. They feared exposure and being caught by the government. So they had every reason to keep Evelyn socially functional and prevent uncontrolled, multi-host spread. That's why they dared move her with almost no protection. Finally, look at the tanker cut scene. When Alan was force-injected with a huge amount of mold, he transformed dozens of times faster than normal into a chocolate noodle man. Mia also touched a lot of mold. But Evelyn still had to actively infect her. Meaning, the mold doesn't spread on its own. Without the main body directing it, it just attacks to protect itself. It isn't truly contagious, so you don't need to worry about plot holes here. Alright, enough Zoe. Back to the main story. After the call, Ethan knows escaping will take real nerve. Based on the 3 dog head locations, he starts looting the whole house. After grabbing the last dog head in the dissection room, father-in-law Jack appears for a fight. His weapon is a chainsaw plus a serrated metal boat prop, fixed together like giant scissors. It can clamp you and split you in half in an instant. Ethan counters with his own chainsaw. Experience and strength. Jack is clearly better, but plot armor kicks in. Jack ends up as just 2 legs. Ethan uses the 3 dog heads, opens the front door, and reaches the trailer. Inside, Zoe calls again. She says, "Don't think about escaping, everyone here, you included, is infected. If you run, you won't last outside, won't know how to cure you. But there is a serum somewhere, I found clues. I just don't know where yet. My gut says it's in my mom Marguerite's old house. Go check it, there should be new leads." New area unlocked, the old house. It's behind the main house, only reachable by a drawbridge. Called the old house, so it's been abandoned for ages. Here you meet new stuff like mutant giant bugs, hives, and the flamethrower. You also see Mia again through a fence, but Lucas bursts in and kidnaps her before you can talk. Keep exploring and you find a note Marguerite left for Zoe. It says, when Zoe snuck in looking for the serum, Marguerite noticed something suspicious, so she taped this note at the TUF entrance. and hid the key to the door. After searching, you find it in the shed outside. A long key bound with a bird skull. The tuft door also has a bird specimen hanging on it. Match them up, and the door opens. Remember this. There are lots of keys in this section. Don't waste time backtracking. Open the tuft door, and inside you find Marguerite's altar. By it is the box Mia carried like I mentioned last episode. On the top layer is the recipe for E-series serum. But there are no vials labeled serum inside. Confused, Ethan calls Zoe and tells her. Zoe seems to put some pieces together. She says she knows where the D-series cranial nerve is. Ethan just needs to find the D-series arm. Since this is only part of TUF, we search other areas. In front of a door-like mechanism is a balance puzzle. Looks like you need another identical lantern. Once it balances, the mechanism opens. After you take down Marguerite, she calcifies on the spot. And drops a lantern from back there. Hang it on the mechanism, and you can push open the hidden door. After calling Zoe, they agree to meet at the trailer. But hey, girls are always late, right? At the trailer, nobody's there. The phone rings. Ethan answers and it's Lucas Baker. He says, "Hey handsome. Zoe and Mia are with me. You want the D-series cranial nerve? Come find me." "And where?" "Check on your little buddy in the fridge. Waiting Mua." "Buddy? What buddy?" He opens the fridge. Oh, it's the cop's head, half chopped by Jack. There's a sticker on the back. "Bro, come to the dissection room." Now we know the destination, so we rush over.
Sorry, buddy.